Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your gut as an ancient garden, not a sterile machine, but a living, breathing ecosystem beneath your ribs. Millions of tiny beings move within you, whispering to your body in a language older than thought itself. Every bite you take becomes a message to that inner world, a seed planted, a ripple sent, a story told. And in this unseen garden, the health of your body and the strength of your immunity are born, not in silence, but in harmony. Most people don't realize that healing doesn't start in the hospital or with pills or even with willpower. It begins in the gut. Because deep within that twisting labyrinth of tissue and bacteria lies the command center of your well-being. It's where 70% of your immune system lives. It's where serotonin, your mood's quiet architect, is born. And it's where inflammation, disease, and fatigue first take root when things go wrong. But nature has never left us unprotected. Long before supplements and superfoods were branded and bottled, she gave us the real medicine. The foods that grow in soil, soak in sunlight, and carry the wisdom of balance. These are the natural foods that don't just fill you, they restore you. They feed the microscopic world that keeps you alive. They whisper, you are safe, you are strong, you can heal. Think of fermented foods, humble, ancient, alive, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. Each bite is a civilization of beneficial bacteria rebuilding your inner city after years of chaos. These probiotic warriors repopulate your gut with balance, pushing out the harmful strains that cause bloating, skin irritation, and fatigue. When you eat them, you're not just feeding yourself, you're replanting the forest that sustains you. And then there's garlic. Pungent, powerful, sacred across cultures. Garlic isn't just flavor, it's defense. It carries allicin, a natural compound that acts like an immune sentinel, fighting harmful microbes before they find a foothold. Ancient healers called it nature's antibiotic, but modern science calls it immunomodulatory, meaning it teaches your immune system how to respond intelligently, not aggressively. Because true health isn't about constant battle, it's about wise balance. The same is true of ginger, that golden root that burns slightly on the tongue, warms the stomach, and sends its fire through your bloodstream. Ginger awakens sluggish digestion, calms inflammation, and enhances circulation. But beyond its chemistry, it's the feeling, that gentle internal heat, like kindling catching flame after a long winter. Every sip of ginger tea reminds your body that energy and healing can coexist in the same breath. Now picture the quiet grace of leafy greens, spinach, kale, moringa, collards. They don't shout, they nourish silently. They carry chlorophyll, that green light molecule that cleanses the blood and supports liver detoxification. Their fiber becomes prebiotic, the food your good bacteria feast on, helping them thrive. And in return, those bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that repair your gut lining and reduce inflammation. It's a cycle of care, a circle of life happening inside you every day you choose to eat green. But what about the sweet things? The ones that taste like sunlight and morning dew? Fruits like papaya, pineapple, and berries carry enzymes that break down proteins and support smooth digestion. Papain, bromelain, anthocyanins, all natural compounds that ease the body's burden and protect against oxidative stress. When you eat them fresh, unprocessed, still pulsing with color, you're not just enjoying a taste, you're feeding your immune orchestra its favorite song. And then there's honey. Real, raw, wild honey, thick as sunlight, trapped in amber. It's not just sweetness, it's medicine. Every drop contains enzymes, antioxidants, and traces of local pollen that train your immune system like a gentle coach, not a harsh commander. It coats the throat, soothes inflammation, and balances the microbiome in ways science is only beginning to understand. Honey reminds us that healing can be sweet, not stern. Now, think of turmeric, that sacred golden root that has traveled through centuries as both spice and salve. Within it lies curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory that speaks the language of cellular renewal. It doesn't numb pain, it teaches your body how to heal it. Combine it with a little black pepper and healthy fat, and its potency multiplies. Turmeric tells your immune system, you don't need to overreact, you just need to remember your rhythm. And that rhythm, that balance, is the key to everything. Because your gut and your immunity are not separate forces, they are two instruments in the same symphony. When one falls out of tune, the other follows. Poor diet, chronic stress, lack of sleep, they all distort the music. But when you return to nature's foods, the harmony returns. Your digestion flows, your energy steadies, your thoughts clear, and even your mood begins to lift. Oats, for instance, are not just breakfast. They are gentle medicine for your intestines. Their beta-glucans lower cholesterol and support immune defense. When you eat oats, you're building a shield, not just satisfying hunger. The same goes for seeds, flax, chia, pumpkin, small but powerful, carrying zinc, magnesium, and omega-3s that soothe the gut lining and strengthen immune response. Nature never designed these foods for luxury. She designed them for survival. Even the humble apple carries wisdom. An apple a day keeps the doctor away wasn't just a proverb. It was a microbiome truth. Apples are rich in pectin, a soluble fiber that feeds beneficial bacteria. It's a prebiotic gift wrapped in sweetness. Every crunch is a reminder that simplicity still heals best. And when you blend these foods into your daily life, not as diet, not as restriction, but as reverence, something extraordinary happens. Your body remembers. Your immune system, once erratic, begins to listen again. Your skin glows, your sleep deepens, your moods find rhythm. Healing doesn't feel like punishment anymore. It feels like homecoming. But there's more, something deeper than vitamins and enzymes. When you choose real food, you re-establish a relationship with the earth itself. The soil becomes part of your bloodstream. The sunlight that ripened that tomato becomes part of your skin. The rain that nourished that leaf becomes the fluid in your cells. You are not separate from the planet. You are an extension of it. To heal your gut is to heal your connection with nature. To strengthen your immunity is to remember that you and the world are one living system. Every meal is a chance to begin again, to replace processed chaos with real nourishment, to trade inflammation for restoration, to let food become your quiet medicine, not your constant struggle. The gut, after all, is not just an organ. It's a storyteller. It remembers every imbalance, every kindness, every season of neglect, and every return to care. And when you feed it whole, living foods, it responds with gratitude, clearer skin, steadier energy, deeper resilience. So the next time you stand before a plate, pause, feel the weight of what it means to eat. Ask yourself, will this feed my life or my fatigue? Will it build my immunity or drain it? Because the choice is never neutral. It's either harmony or noise. Your healing doesn't begin with medicine. It begins with mindfulness. When you eat with awareness, the gut listens differently. It digests not just food, but your peace. Slow eating lowers stress hormones, increases enzyme activity, and allows nutrients to actually reach your cells. You don't just eat to live, you eat to remember that living well is sacred work. Nature has always known this. That's why she gave us color. The reds of tomatoes, the oranges of carrots, the blues of berries, each hue a signal of a different antioxidant family, each pigment a note in your immune symphony. When your plate looks like a rainbow, your cells dance. Your microbiome celebrates, your immune system hums in perfect rhythm. And maybe that's the truth we've forgotten in our chase for convenience, that real health isn't about extremes. It's not fasting till you faint or cleansing till you're empty. It's about fullness, a quiet, balanced fullness that comes from feeding both your body and your spirit. The gut doesn't want punishment, it wants peace. It doesn't need exotic powders. It needs fiber, color, warmth, and care. That's why cultures that still honor natural food rituals, fermented drinks, slow stews, herbal infusions, often show stronger immunity and longer life. They eat with rhythm, not rush, with gratitude, not guilt. Their meals are small ceremonies of connection, to family, to the land, to the inner self that still remembers how to listen. And you can reclaim that too. Start with small rituals. A morning glass of warm lemon water to awaken your liver. A handful of soaked nuts to stabilize your blood sugar. A cup of chamomile after dinner to calm your gut's evening storm. It's not about strict plans. It's about consistent kindness. Remember, the gut thrives on routine. When meals are regular, your digestive enzymes anticipate. Your microbiome follows a circadian rhythm, syncing with daylight. Even your immune cells learn this timing. Eat late into the night, and your gut rebels. Eat early, calm, and present, and your body thanks you in whispers. Deep sleep, steady digestion, vibrant mornings. And when stress strikes, as it always does, your gut feels it first. Cortisol changes your stomach acid, your motility, your cravings, but the same foods that heal the gut also calm the mind. Magnesium-rich greens ease tension. Vitamin C-rich citrus lowers stress hormones. Tryptophan in oats and bananas supports serotonin. Food is not just sustenance, it's emotional alchemy. So when life feels heavy, go back to the garden. Chop, stir, smell, taste. Cooking is therapy disguised as routine. Every scent, every color, every sound of sizzling reminds your nervous system that you're safe, that life is still generous. Healing, after all, is not a sprint. It's a slow conversation between your body and the earth. If you listen closely, your gut will tell you what it needs. Sometimes it's broth, sometimes it's rest, sometimes it's laughter. Because the microbes that live inside you don't just eat. They respond to your emotions. Joy, calm, gratitude. They thrive on it. Chronic stress, resentment, fear, they shrink from it. So yes, food heals, but so does peace. And in that realization lies a gentle power. You are not a collection of symptoms. You are a living ecosystem in constant dialogue with the world. Every natural food you eat, every leaf, root, fruit, and grain becomes a love letter to that system. A note of harmony in the song of your immunity. So eat slowly, eat gratefully, eat as if you're tending to the most sacred garden in existence, because you are. The gut is not separate from your soul. It's where your life begins anew every single day. Healing it is not vanity, it's wisdom. And as your inner world begins to bloom again, your energy lifting, your immunity stabilizing, your mood brightening, you'll understand something profound. Nature was never trying to complicate your health. She's been trying to simplify it all along. Her foods don't demand perfection, only presence. Her healing doesn't shout, it whispers. So today, let your meal be your medicine. Let every bite remind you that wholeness is not a destination, but a daily choice. Because inside you, right now, there's a quiet miracle waiting to be nourished. Your gut, your immunity, your life. Stay rooted, stay radiant. This is Vital Dynasty.